Deputy Speaker, honourable members, today we debate a matter of national interest. We have agreed on a vision for faster growth, employment creation, particularly for our youth, and the elimination of poverty. We have a national development plan with implementation programs set out in considerable detail. The President has rightly identified the priorities for immediate action in our 9-point plan. Our challenge is that confidence in our economy and even in the rest of the world is weak, investment is depressed, unemployment is rising, sluggish growth is a feature, volatility in financial markets is extreme, and there's a disconnect between the financial markets and the real economy. This is both caused and aggravated by a volatile and uncertain global environment. Depressed trade, limited trade finance, lower global FDI, growing inequality, contrast with huge ambitions for lifting the bottom 40% of the world's population out of poverty, implementing the Sustainable Development Goals, and searching for a more inclusive growth path. This cycle of lack of confidence plays out through fear and risk aversion in financial markets and widespread uncertainty. We have no choice as South Africans to nonetheless seize the nettle, use our resilience and dig deep to find the reservoirs of goodwill and common national interest to map out a common road forward. Step by step, building unity in action among government, business and labour, using our total resources to build sufficient trust and using our common concern about a further decline in our economic fortunes to defend our economy and build hope both amongst ourselves and our people. This is what we've been trying to do, Deputy Speaker, over the past few months, building on previous initiatives, but with a greater sense of collective urgency. On the 9th of February 2016, the President mandated Mr. Jabu Mabuza, the President of BUSA, and the Minister of Finance to continue to work with business and labour and find areas of collective action.
Honourable Minister, please take your seat.
Deputy Speaker, I'm not sure if the ANC are staging a walkout, but could you please ask him not to disrupt the Minister while he's speaking?
Go ahead, Honourable Minister. Order, members, order.
Deputy Speaker, sorry to interrupt the Minister. The Honourable Minister of Small Business has told members over here to shut up, and that has been ruled unparliamentary previously, the word shut up. I would ask you that she must withdraw the word shut up.
Honourable members, Honourable Minister, did you say that?
Yes, I did.
Please withdraw.
Yes, I withdraw, but they are not our principals. White supremacy is not in this house.
Honourable member, don't put conditions on that. Honourable members, let's proceed with the House, please. We shouldn't be doing unconditional stuff here. Honourable Minister, please proceed.
Deputy Speaker, sorry.
Yes.
The Honourable Minister withdrew conditionally, not unconditionally. And when members do that, you normally ask them to withdraw it unconditionally. Can you please do so for the Honourable Minister? Thank you.
All right. Honourable Minister, please proceed.
There are many skeptics and doomsayers.
Sorry,
can I appeal to all sides?
Deputy Speaker.
Honourable Waters, please give me a chance. Give me a chance. Give me a chance. I'll come back to this matter. Minister, please proceed.
No, but with all due respect,
I will come back now.
Speaker, it's quite
please take your seat.
You ask the Minister to withdraw unconditionally.
No, take your seat. I'll come back. Don't instruct me now. I'll come back now.
There's different rules for opposition MPs and ANC MPs.
Please.
We'll remember that.
Please take it easy. I'm coming back to this matter. Please go ahead, Honourable Minister.
There are many skeptics and doomsayers. We can't let them determine our collective fate. regenerating confidence through concrete actions by all, however small at this stage, to avoid an immediate ratings downgrade, and establishing common projects with concrete outcomes which benefit all sections of our people is the key to future success. We have begun this conversation amongst all of us. In the past few months, the growing challenge and our transformation agenda have brought government, business, and labor leaders together. We have begun to create a new narrative of support for new enterprises, of revitalizing agriculture and other sectors of the economy, of investing in our cities, and of private sector participation and collaboration with our state-owned companies. But the conversations are just a beginning. There is still hard work to come and to be done. The work and the struggle to get things done will require strong leadership and a collaborative spirit, both in this House, by the way, and out there in our society. Honourable Deputy Speaker, the reality is that the economy is not generating enough jobs. Without employment creation, it is very hard to reduce poverty. In the National Development Plan, we set ourselves an aspirational growth target of 5.4% a year. We set ourselves an ambitious target because we appreciate the primacy of inclusive growth in helping us to expand work opportunities for millions of our citizens. For growth to be inclusive, it must create jobs. It must generate hundreds of thousands of small and medium enterprises. This has very practical implications. But our growth also has to be sustainable, taking account, for example, of climate change. Honourable Deputy Speaker, there are very basic economic trends and vulnerabilities that we have to attend to. The need for greater investment, employment creation, a sustainable budget deficit, building plans being completed and processed by municipalities, industrial productivity and competitiveness, about some of the measures which the IMC on investment, chaired by the President, is monitoring. Obviously, our responses cannot be business as usual. Since the beginning of the year, as tasked by the President, government, business and labour have been working together intensively to help strengthen short-term confidence and reinforce long-term growth. We have been focusing on three key areas: restoring confidence and boosting investment by local and international investors, unblocking obstacles to faster employment growth in key sectors of our economy, and identifying fiscal and regulatory reforms and strengthening state-owned companies. The results of the partnership already in this past few months include the following. We've adopted a clear fiscal consolidation path in our budget to avoid the burden of debt that might cripple investment flows and government spending capacity. Together with business and labour, the government, after the budget in February, embarked on a foreign investor roadshow to present a united message to the world that South Africa is embarking on necessary economic reforms and, as we say, is open for business. The team met the ratings agencies as part of these roadshows. Moody's subsequently visited the country in March for a rating review. We had further discussions with rating agencies in April on the sidelines of the spring meetings of the IMF and World Bank in Washington. And since then, Moody's decided to leave our ratings level unchanged, which is a major success at this point in time. In their statement, they indicated that South Africa is likely approaching a turning point after several years of falling growth as supply-side shocks recede. It also said that the 2016-17 budget and the medium-term fiscal plan will likely stabilize and eventually reduce the general government debt metrics. It further says that the recent political developments, while disruptive, testify to the underlying strengths of South Africa's institutions. Two other ratings agencies, Standard & Poor and Fitch, engaged ourselves and many others over the past week, with S&P also visiting businesses and other stakeholders. We will receive feedback from these two agencies sometime in the next 10 days. Beyond the June date, the next round of reviews will be in December this year. We will have to work harder to demonstrate even more concrete outcomes by the time of the December reviews of our rating position. We can also report that as a result of our collaborative efforts, a small and medium enterprise fund is being established by the private sector with over R1 billion already committed and complemented by mentoring by seasoned business leaders for startup business people. The task team has looked at various sectors that carry potential for faster economic growth and employment, and amongst these are tourism and agriculture that have been identified as potential quick wins, which my colleague, Minister Hanakam, will address. With regards to infrastructure and state-owned companies, options for co-investment are being explored to leverage the strengths of the private sector, both in terms of their expertise and, of course, their balance sheets. This is a process that is working under our Deputy President. Honourable members, this work cannot stand on its own. These efforts by the private sector leverage and complement ongoing reforms that we are undertaking as part of the National Development Plan and the 9-point plan of government. As I indicated, the Deputy President is leading the work to reform state-owned companies. The IMC, under his leadership, is progressing development of a framework for private sector participation and principles for the disposal of non-strategic assets, but also for good governance and financial management. Under the leadership of the Minister of Environmental Affairs, which Minister Nkwinti will address, great initiatives are in progress in growing the oceans economy and expanding employment associated with environmental sustainability. The Ministry of Trade and Industry is broadening its efforts to support and grow the local manufacturing base. Recent announcement of expansions by Toyota build on similar investments by BMW, Mercedes-Benz, Ford, and other manufacturers. The Ministry of Science and Technology is leading in development of fuel cells, bioeconomy, fluorochemicals, and titanium powder, which the Minister will address later in this debate. The Ministry of Energy is also not only resolving our current energy crisis, but has made South Africa a global leader in renewable energy in partnership with the private sector. The Ministry of Agriculture is also doing similar work, and under the leadership of the Minister of Rural Development and Land Reform and Economic Development, we are preparing a further infrastructure package to boost growth. In essence, our message is that it's absolutely important for government, business, and labor to collaborate, that it is through this kind of collaboration that we will undertake the economic transformation that we need in our country and society, transformation that will create sustainable economic growth and create decent work for all South Africans, encourage black economic advancement in overcoming the racial divisions in our society, eliminate poverty and create dignity for all, and broaden participation and democratizing ownership and control of the economy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister.